Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Bulldog Golf and joined by head coach Sam Stark. And first of all, Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Always nice when you can come to the show and bring some hardware. It worked last year, and your men's team able to do it again just this past weekend in Augusta, claiming the GLIAC Championship.
Yeah, it's maybe not the Augusta that people want to be on that weekend, but we like it a whole lot. So, yeah, 2 years in a row bringing a trophy back. Ladies last year and the men this year, and it was a great weekend for us. We had a lot of fun doing it.
Obviously, the GLIAC format a little bit different, kind of like the NCAA format where you play stroke play for 36 holes and then head-to-head medal play, and your team able to come out on top.
We take to that format. We didn't play our best during the stroke play. Struggled a little bit played well the first round, struggled a little bit in the second round. First round conditions were a little bit more adverse. We hung in there. Second round, I think we just let our guard down. And then brought the heat in semifinals and finals. Wayne State matched up against us really well in the semis. Came down to the final putt for us, which was crazy. A lot of fun. That's what makes that format super enjoyable. And then really against Grand Valley, we put our foot on the gas early. They're an excellent team. They're a top 5 team in the nation. And we just kind of kept the pedal down all day. And our guys did a really good job of having that attitude that a lot of people thought we were underdogs. We came in not really with that mindset. We thought we were just as good as anybody in our conference. And they capitalized on that mindset and did a really good job finishing the round off.
Obviously, the top 4 teams in stroke play got to move on to the semis, and you had to take on Wayne State. Maybe just talk about how much pressure there is going head-to-head against another opponent.
I mean, it's been us, Wayne State, and Grand Valley, top 3 all year in the conference. And those are both programs we have a ton of respect for. They're really gritty competitors. We see a lot of ourselves in them. And that's what makes those programs, or had made those programs successful over the years. So drawing Wayne State, especially after, that's a format where we played 18 holes in the morning of stroke play to finish off the stroke play portion. Didn't play our best, and then really had to reset going into the afternoon. And our guys did a great job of kind of tossing the bad from the morning, but keeping the good from what they had done in stroke play, and playing a really tough Wayne State team. It came down to needing a birdie on the final hole from Caleb Bond. So that was really special. He's a really gritty competitor. He's a really tough kid to play against. And he didn't really have his best on that day, but he knew he needed a 4 on the last hole, which was a par 5, and it was a pretty loud roar when he got that done, so it was a lot of fun.
Obviously, you got the win over Wayne State, then you had to come back the following day to take on Grand Valley, and one of those rivalries that carries over from sport to sport, and certainly you've seen a lot of Grand Valley in this type of competition.
It means a lot to us. We actually haven't seen them that much this spring. They've kind of stayed south, and that's how they've scheduled. And so it's interesting. We haven't matched up with them. We know their personnel really well, but really once you get to the finals of medal match play, it's unique because you have to focus just on yourself and what you're doing. If you get caught up in what your opponent's doing, it can take you out of your game entirely. So our guys did a great job of that. And like I said, from the get-go, we got them down a little bit early. And then despite our players' best efforts, they might want to check the leaderboard. You know, they're all on their phones. There's live scoring involved. We did a good job of staying away from that. You know, I was checking it pretty frantically, but they did a really good job of staying in the moment and just competing really hard until the final hole. And that's why that medal match play is so unique, because a match can flip just based on one hole. You know, if it's based on strokes. So say you and I are playing, I'm up 3 on you going into the last hole, 3 strokes. You make a birdie, I make a double bogey, then we would tie, right? So it can flip on a dime, and you got to stay locked in the whole time. Our guys did an excellent job of doing that all week.
Maybe talk about what it was like. Saw the photos of the guys celebrating with the water on the green, and something you see in a lot of other sports. Maybe you don't think of it so much in golf.
It felt a lot better this year than last year at women's conferences, because that was about 45 degrees, and this was 75 and sunny in shorts. So it's fun when you get an opportunity to do that, and we had great support from the rest of our team that wasn't in our lineup this week. And I think that speaks volume. We had a lot of parents, a lot of significant others, a lot of friends and family out there that were loud. Not too many opportunities where you get to be loud on a golf course, especially in college golf. We don't get huge crowds. So the more we can be loud out there and be heard, and the support we enjoyed was excellent. So that bath at the end felt really good. I didn't get the worst of it. I think I said during the medal ceremony, I think Caleb gained about 5 pounds on his shirt because he got most of the water dumped on him, but it felt a heck of a lot better than last year, but it always feels really good.
Maybe talk about the other guys in the lineup. Obviously, Caleb, a guy that's got a lot of experience, but you've got some younger golfers that really did a great job.
We do. And the fact I'm most proud of is some guys who really didn't have their best in the stroke play, who were younger, who were in this format for the first time. Specifically McCoy Bajoli and Sam Havey. McCoy didn't hit it his best. He's been really, really good for us all year. He's been our number 2 player. And he was disappointed in the way he played in the stroke play, came back in that final match and really set the tone for us early. He was our first match out, put the pedal down, got out to a huge lead and kept it. And then Sam's a guy who, his first time in medal match play didn't have his best against Wayne State and then improved by 11 shots the next day, which is pretty unbelievable against someone who actually, in Bryce Weaver for Grand Valley, that's his home golf course. And so to be able to hang in there and show that grit and that fortitude in that big of a spot just speaks volume to the character these guys have. Nathan Kranick in the lineup as well. He's someone who's always thrived on mental match play. And then Zach Kerner kind of used those first 2 years of his career to figure out how best to play mental match play. Went up against a really, really highly ranked national player, Nick Kruger, and again, put the pedal down early, leaned on his experience, and played an awesome round of golf. So it was just fantastic to see those guys come through in the clutch and come through stroke play. If it was head-to-head, we would have beat them by 14 shots, which is huge for this group going forward.
Obviously, you had a chance to go to Augusta, Michigan last weekend. You get to go back there this weekend for the Women's Golf Championships and an exciting opportunity for the women's team as well.
Yeah, our first time defending the title in 16 or 17 years. So it's fun being the hunted. Comes with higher expectations, but we got some players who are going in there playing really, really well. It's just a matter of depth for us and where those maybe 4th and 5th scores are going to come from. They've come from a little different place all year. And we'll have some experience, but mostly freshmen and sophomores actually there. But a few people who have experience winning a title and knowing what it takes and playing medal match play. It's the same format as the men's, a little different golf course up the road at Stone Edge North. But that experience is going to be super valuable for those new players. They're going to lean heavy on Danny Staskowski and Cameron Shannon and Lizzie Anderson, who were there last year, who helped us win a title. So as good a chance as anyone to go in there and defend our GLIAC Championship, and that's what we expect to do every year, is be right in the hunt in that top 4, get ourselves into mental match play, and then see where our attitudes and our games can take us from there.
And finally here, obviously both teams kind of looking ahead too, not only with the conference championships, but hopefully into the NCAA championships coming up here in early May. Yeah,
ladies in Indianapolis, that's pretty close to being assured, and then the men for sure now in Oklahoma. So days like today, it's about a 10-mile-an-hour wind outside, but you go to Khaki, and it's about a 20-mile-an-hour wind. So always good to be on the highest point in Mecosta County when you're trying to get ready to go to Oklahoma. So really a couple good weeks of practice, get some finals in, have a couple being awarded tonight at our academic banquet, which is awesome. Just wrapping up the academic side of it, and then it's full-time focus on golf and togetherness and figuring out our lineup and traveling together and doing what we love. So we're really looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time. Congratulations on the championship, and best of luck to the women's team this weekend.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate that.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.